All right, welcome to episode 200.
Hey guys.
Hey, Noel. What's happening?
Oh,
It's a great 200, though. We got your mom back.
yes.
Gail is back with us. It was only a week ago today
Yeah, a week today.
that we had.
She made it.
Yeah, and she looks good.
Yeah.
I
woke up.
There she is. Yeah, yeah. It was a major
Yeah.
heart surgery, and she's here, and she looks good.
Yeah.
But just recovering. That recovery is going to be
Yeah.
a little while.
Thank you to everybody who asked about her and sent your thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. It helped me get through.
And there's Gail. You'll hear from her occasionally. She's still tired though. Gotta be. You have to jumpstart your heart in there and everything.
Yeah, they had to totally shut her heart off.
That is
There's her heart. She was dead.
They take your heart off.
She was dead, and they woke her back up.
Yeah.
I remember they did that to. When did they do that to my father? It had to be like 2008. Let's say, right?
Mm-hmm.
God, I'll never forget that. Where was he at? He was at Buffalo.
Buffalo General.
He didn't like it there. Remember Buffalo General? That's where you.
I wouldn't go back there.
Yeah.
No,
I
me
mean, he
neither.
tried to run. Well, yeah. I talked about that story.
They didn't let me out.
No, they wouldn't let you out. It's so bad.
I wouldn't go back there.
And we're at episode 200, and thank you, Chris. It's hard to do 200 episodes and not be like somebody who's already like a star
Right.
or somebody who already has a following. But we were able to, and I'm pretty happy with that. I usually don't say anything about like our podcast
Right.
as far as I think we're that good at it or something ever. But the 200 is a big number.
Yeah, it's a huge number.
That's a big number. I thought 100 was a big number. 200 is a really big number.
Yeah.
I mean, and the fact that we do this, we couldn't do it if no one was watching, because why would we?
Right.
We have better things, even if it's 3 people, 2 people, I don't care. But if there was 0 out there, we wouldn't do it. So thank you, everyone,
Yes.
for 200 episodes.
Yes.
And thank you, because there was a point before you joined that it could have ended.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Thank
close.
You for having me
Nope.
because you saved me.
Well, you saved us all because
Saved
this.
me from another podcast.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't have done it. I don't know. I was close. Remember, Robin, doing it by ourselves for a while there?
Yep.
And that wacky ass studio and all that stuff. So we got to thank Gail and Jerry for opening their house up to us
Yes.
every Monday.
Absolutely.
So that's really cool. And someday maybe things will change. I don't know, but this will keep going. I hope to get to 300. We got to be almost 3 years in
Yeah.
now. Isn't that nuts? 300.
We got 300. I
Yeah,
remember when you guys first started it.
I know. That was crazy. It was at the old high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was terrible. And then it was terrible. And then we had the night of Fossils thing
Mhm.
of that at the Como.
That was awesome.
That was unbelievable. That is where it all started. That's
Yeah.
basically where we all started.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think you came on the very next week, and then that was it.
Yeah.
After that, because I had no co-host at that time, and we did that live. That was fun. That was where we were getting threatened to be shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the drive-by shooting was the threat, and Oh, multiple times by that guy. Yeah. It was really amazing is how much no one cared
Yeah, I know.
as far as like
And then he
police.
started saying his Facebook was hacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But anyhow, why don't we get into? We have special guests tonight. Robin, you're here. Thank you for sharing and stuff. Oh, next week, I didn't tell you this yet. I'm glad I'm remembering. We're not going to be able to do a show next week because Robin's going to be in the middle of doing prep for colonoscopy.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know how we're going to
Yeah.
do one. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of that coming up, unfortunately, for us. Yeah. On Mondays. Like our Mondays, I don't know, not Mondays, just weeks. but I think it's because what are you going to do? But we'll be here,
Yeah.
in and out, but a lot more than out. But
I try to not schedule anything on a Monday.
Yeah, I tried to, so I'm sure.
yeah, Robin does too. They got you though with this one.
Yeah,
Sometimes they just tell you.
Yeah, they just tell you. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And this one sucks because obviously I haven't had one of those in a while. Did you end up ever having to have one of those?
Last
Yeah.
week? Oh, yeah.
Did you? Oh, yeah, that's right. You had stomach issues. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with the ovarian cysts and everything, they made me have one.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Okay.
Oh, when Courtney, she said if you drink this, I'll drink it too. Then she's calling me the next day, pissed off.
That was funny. I'm sorry.
I didn't think she'd really drink it.
I did have some good times.
If you drink. All right. Why don't we bring our guests in? Because special guests, they've been with us before. We have someone new. Let's bring everyone in though. First off, then I'll introduce you all to them once they get in on stage. All right. So you see, we have Janine Gallo. We have Tanya Barone. You guys have been with us before. Hi, guys.
Hello.
And our new friend and guest here is Tammy Massaro. Hi, Tammy.
Hi.
Thanks for being with us.
Oh,
You guys know them. You'll get to meet Tammy as to what went on with her dog Stella. But you guys remember Janine, you remember Tanya. This all goes back to the pit chick stuff, City of Niagara Falls. I want to go to Janine though right off the bat. Janine, it's yours. Go ahead.
thank you. For over 6 months, I've sat back and let everybody slander me, make up stories, go crazy. But here's a few things back at them. Why you're paying her $20,000 a month. Prior to that, she has a child, I think 5, 6, 7 years old. I'm not quite sure. But this is her husband's or boyfriend's company. Here's his company. And then Kelly should be very careful. I hope nobody from Erie County Social Services is online. That Andrew, her boyfriend, that slanders me 24/7 online, slanders Nicole, worrying about our credentials. Meanwhile, we pay for his daughter's medical, Kelly's medical, their food and everything else. And Kelly can, I guess she shouldn't really give her ex-employees her EBT card because you never know if they take pictures or whatever. So why she's going on a witch hunt on me with false accusations of an article over 20 years ago. She leaves out the second article that says it was overturned. She leaves out that the whole article was a B misdemeanor for breaking a court order. Nothing to do with a child, nothing to do with all the things that she's slandering. She's going to every rescue, starting from the top of my board down. I raise over $100,000 a year to any organization, nonprofit organizations that would like me to raise money. But during COVID, I really worked really hard for the animals because they had no food, where to get the food. And now she's going one by one, slandering them and kind of making them make a choice. Well, here's your choice. I can raise money for your animals, and I ask nothing of it. I never have. Last year, almost a year ago, 10 months ago, I did a fundraiser for all the rescues at my facility. And Kelly gave me a list of all the rescues that were not to be invited. They steal, they do this, they do that. And I kindly told Kelly, I'm really sorry. It's an open door to everybody. And now all of a sudden, all these people she slandered, starting off with 716 Paws, she didn't want them near her because they were thieves, which they're very nice girls. Is her best buddies. That's the dog that bit the girl's face was from 716. The story we're going to tell you right now, there was a dog in that house from 716. 716 maybe better think about where they keep their animals. But I just want to say, this is what Kelly spends her time with, using my logo. I guess, Sam Archie, you could see it because it's a crime. It's my logo. Here they are. They're fake. They're Kelly's. There's no followers. There's no nothing. But it's almost like she's threatening me. She's constantly threatening me. Sam Archie, just his great show. I'm not worried about the 6 people. But he just posted 99.99% that I'm some Aaron or somebody, that I'm online writing this stuff. Well, the 0.01, sorry, Sam, it's not me. I use my name. I'm kind of like Noelle. I'm not really shy. I'm not shy. I use my name. I call him up on the phone. Hello, Sam. You know, this and that. I don't know if the mayor's buying him, upgrading his $200 car to maybe $1,000 car. I'm not quite sure. But Sam, just so you know, I have more houses than you have teeth. So he's always worrying about my finances of what houses, what buildings I owe, how I'm going to pay for this building. Why, Sam? You don't pay taxes in Niagara Falls. I pay taxes in four. I pay like 7, 8 school taxes, Sam. Get off my back. Don't worry about how I'm only the finance of Paws in the Falls. My highly educated Nicole here is the vet tech, ambassador New York State Surgical Technology, and I could go on, and her staff is qualified. You're going to hear how qualified Miss Kelly Swagel herself and her staff are. Because this story, and Gail, I'm glad you're healthy. Robin, I'm fighting for you. But if there is a God, because God, for 6 months, I've been sitting here going crazy, being called every name. She's calling council people in Wheatfield. She's hysterical that we're opening this facility, and I don't know why we're not even bothering her. But anyhow, God, I looked up at God, and God dropped this bomb. Tammy, I can't, and when you tell the story, you can't even believe it, because it's exactly what I've been screaming about 6 months about. The drugs and all, the whole story. And I want to see them, because this is shocking to them right now and they don't know what to do, is how they're going to twist this story to be it's a lie. So before we talk to anybody else, Sam Archie, fuck you. Go ahead. And I might as well throw Jim Perry in there too with his little minions.
No, Jim Perry. Gail's gonna die. Okay.
Amen.
We're gonna Tanya, before we get to Tammy,
I like you so much.
Tanya, what do you have? I want to let you, I know there's a lot going on for you and things. I see what's going on. So go ahead.
Well, I just kind of have the same FU message that Janine just said. Because I prayed really hard before the day before this all came about. And I asked God to give us something big, because I really feel like Kelly is really trying, and her friends are trying really hard, even the city council chairman, trying really hard with their friends to discredit us, slander us. It's just an act of defamation of character. And I mean, it's hard to fight every single day and feel like sometimes people don't believe you, and get up at the podium for 6 months and take all of that from, especially Sam Archie. He's one of the worst people out there that just continually harasses, and it's such a joke. But
He likes to always side with the other side. Like, he likes to always go with, if you have a problem with somebody and somebody did something, he likes to always side with them. Like,
oh
it's
yeah,
great.
well, it's an attention. I think he's an attention seeker. And he wants to be relevant in some way. But today I feel is restitution. Not only do we want justice for this dog, but we also want people to see we've been telling the truth the whole time and being ignored. And it's disgraceful. It's disgusting. And we're not even looking for apologies. We're just looking for people to do the right thing. This has been about the animals 110% the whole entire time, no matter what anyone's story might have been. I want Tammy to tell the story. She's directly involved. And I'm just going to sit here and relish in the story, not because the dog is injured in any way, because obviously we're really sad about what's happened with the dog. And on her way to recovery. So I'll let Tammy tell the story.
Hey, Tammy. Yeah, let's start. First off, you're a registered nurse, right?
Correct.
And well, I'll let you go. I'm gonna let you tell the story, because I tried telling it to you earlier and I couldn't tell it. I was all over the place. I don't know. Not a good story. I should be I know. I should be much better, considering I try to tell stories here. But okay, Tammy, go ahead. I'll try to follow along with some pictures and stuff like that.
Okay. So yes, I've been a registered nurse for over 35 years, and very proud of what I do. Only I treat people, but pets are treated a lot in the very same circumstances. And I had a problem in the beginning of the year where unfortunately my daughter had lost her housing and I had this dog Stella. I was not able to take her into my house because I have two senior dogs myself. So I was in the middle of some medical complications and I was looking for somebody who would long-term, board. In the meantime, I had her in a professional boarding place, but it was really expensive. So I was referred actually by my eye doctor, somebody in my eye doctor's office, for this girl that works for Pitchick. But at the time, I didn't know that that was the business. What I'm more so upset too is that they're trying to throw Janine under the bus, and she didn't even know where my dog was. And long story short, we took the dog in there. The dog has always been, we called her our sausage. She was a little bit overweight, and we took her. I talked to her for about an hour before I even met with this person, and then we went and picked the dog up, and immediately when her son was there, she said, "Oh, we know," or she looks like Stella Blue, and I said, "What did you say?" And they said Stella. He said Stella Blue, and I said, "Well, that's her name." And then she's like, "Oh, we had Stella Blue." This is what she looked like when I dropped her off in January. This was her like Christmas picture. So dropped her off. We were supplying everything, food, everything. Had multiple texts back and forth, and then there was about a 5-week period in April that I was not able to actually see the dog with my daughter because I had eye surgery. And then when we went to go see the dog was emaciated, which you can see pictures of what she looked like. And 4 months later, this was what she looked like when I walked into Surprise. The house was just full of feces, and the dog smelled like urine. And she had I guess broken out of a crate. She had requested immediately, probably within a couple days of boarding her, she had requested us to get medications for the dog because I guess this is where the metal spike actually went through the paw. Never after her breaking out of this crate did she tell us that, she felt that the dog needed to go to the vet or anything like that. She just said, this is because of, her being boarded and she's anxious. So I really need those meds. So I, being a medical professional, didn't think that there was, I don't board dogs, but if there's an anxiety issue, I'm going to believe you if that's what you do. So we contacted the vet. They wanted to wait 24 hours until the head vet reviewed the chart. And then she couldn't wait that long. So she had to have the medications that my daughter actually brought over to her. And started using those medications, which were the same. It was trazodone, and then she also had a carprofen that was filled for. You can see the blue bottles from the vet. The other one is when she couldn't wait for the medication, and it was the same medication. So she's like, she's breaking out of the crate. We need to get her that, and we need to get an indestructible crate. So then I kept checking, how is she doing after she's on the meds? Oh, she's doing great. We're letting her have run of the house, the front of the house. We were only allowed to visit the dog on Thursday evenings. And that was due to her, getting her son or whatever. So we would go spend about an hour and a half with her. And initially I didn't notice that she was losing weight because she was, heavy to begin with. And she looked like she had lost a little bit, but not in a bad way. And then this 5 weeks went by and you see the difference in 5 weeks. So I immediately was like thinking my medical background that she had cancer or something. No dog wastes away in 5 weeks like this. And then she said, "Oh, I forgot to tell you she stopped eating." Well, nowhere did she ever contact me with the multiple contacts that this dog was not eating. So I was horrified, and I took calorie paste over and tried to see if I wanted to see myself if she was going to eat it, to see if she was truly finicky about eating. She ate a half a tube like right off of my hands, couldn't get it fast enough. And you can see the picture where she's emaciated looking at me, almost like, take me, save me, I'm looking for help. And as I was trying to walk, I'd been there about an hour, and as I went to walk out is when Janine's name was dropped, because she said, "I need to get video cameras because there's people after me." And I was leaving and I really was like, oh, everybody has video cameras this day, these days. And then as I was walking out the door, she's like, if you want to know who it is, it's Janine Gallo. Well, I just kept quiet, and little did she know that I've known her my whole life. And at that time, Janine did not know where my dog was. She
Wow.
had no idea where my dog was. So the
You
next
would have never
day,
been there.
she didn't even know where she lived. She knew none of this. This was all doing, and my main thing, I mean, the dog is on the road to recovery, but now in 24/7 medical care because of this. She lost 25 pounds in 5 weeks.
Oh, wow.
I immediately made an appointment to take the dog to the vet. I kind of didn't feel like she was going to give me the dog, so I made the appointment and went to go pick up the dog the night before. She was totally anxious that I was going to take this dog to the vet, although she had told other people that she had told us the dog needed to go to the vet, and we refused to take the dog to the vet, which is a complete false statement. I would never, especially being in my profession, not get a dog or a human help. So we went to the vet, and she called hysterically while I was at the vet, wondering, what was going on. Did they do blood work? Did they do anything? I never told her I wasn't bringing the dog back. I just told her I was taking the dog to the vet to find out if it was cancer or something else, because I wanted to just make sure that I knew what was going on. And when I told her they did blood work, she was like, oh, well, I have to go into work. You can bring the dog back later, which I wasn't going to bring the dog back. But later on that night, I got a report from the vet that said there was absolutely no medical diagnosis going on with the dog. Her labs were fine, and there was absolutely no reason for her wasting other than she had been starved.
Wow.
So thank you, Carolyn, because now the dog is in medical, 24/7 medical care, trying to recover. And probably if I would have left her in
Yep.
the house another day.
And she works for the pit chick.
Yes,
Yes.
she does.
What's Carolyn's last name?
Russo, here we go.
Russo.
Here's her contact right from her ad. 30 Oak Ridge Road in the town of Tonawanda is where she's hoarding these dogs in the basement. When Tammy was there, she had 6-7 dogs there. She said one was from, guess what? Niagara Falls, Municipal
wow.
Building. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, the last
Along with a 716 dog. Wow. Along with boarding dogs and her 3 dogs. All in a room with, how was the condition of her house when you walked in, Tammy?
when I walked in that night, there was a heavy smell of urine, and there was feces on the floor, and the
Nice.
dog couldn't get close enough to me. It was a mess.
With her son there, right? Her son was there?
Her son was supposed to be there with her that night, and I did not see him that night, but it doesn't mean that he wasn't. He would often be in other rooms and come out.
Wow.
So that was
Nice
the
living
normal night.
conditions for him.
And then that night, the night that I actually got her out of there, she was like, "Oh, you caught me off by surprise. She hasn't eaten yet." It was 20 to 8 at night.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the smell when I got the dog was so weak that when my son carried the dog into the car and she fell. And then, Carolyn
Fell out of the car.
Yeah, then she goes and opens the door. I want to say goodbye to her, and the dog falls out of the car, and my son catches the dog. That's how weak she was.
She needs to go to jail.
Yeah.
They need their asses beat. They need to go to jail.
She's
I
asking
agree.
continuously in text messages. You can't even make this up. She text messages. Where's the text message where she had anxiety because a dog got loose in Grand Island and they were chasing
I just
it?
sent that. I don't know how to do this, Janine, but I just sent that to your messages.
I sent it to them. He
That
should
text.
have it. Where she
was so anxious.
I might have
Because
it here. Hell's going on.
remember, they said, a dog won't get loose in Hyde Park. Don't worry about that. A dog won't get loose. They don't get loose.
Yeah, the one that I sent, I can try to send it up again. I don't know it, but
Nah,
I get it.
it
I might not
basically
have-
said that she was anxious when she heard that I was there waiting for the dog. And then suddenly she was at some concert, and suddenly within 5 minutes she was in her driveway. All anxious that I was there to get the dog. And I'm like, she has an emergency appointment in the morning.
And
Now,
they
if I was
caught the
so-
dog with no casualty. Okay, but again, you want to put these people in charge of dogs in Hyde Park.
Yeah, that's,
Wow.
so,
That's
She
And
was
that's-
charging her $1,200 a
Yeah.
month.
$1,200 a month.
that's
month.
ridiculous.
And she
$1,200
had to get food and all the supplies. Again, I wonder if Erie County Social Services knows she's collecting 12 just on one dog alone.
Well, no, she got 7 of them.
That's ridiculous.
Yep.
Doesn't cost $1,200.
And I wonder if the Niagara Falls dog, bit or did something to a boarding dog, what that would cost Niagara Falls.
Right.
You should sue them. Fuck out of her.
She is.
Good. Do you have a good lawyer? Because I can give you one.
Give
Sure,
her
I
one.
always take good ones.
I'll message you.
I'll message her.
I'm mortified that this was allowed to happen. Of course, I feel guilty because there was 5 weeks, but I had a medical reason why I couldn't be there, but I still kept in touch with her. Not once did she tell me the dog was not eating, and not once did she tell me.
I don't know if you could see that.
That's the one with the
And
anxiety.
what's it say? Can you read?
I will read it. Sorry, I was so anxious when I saw you. Today at work, we had a dog get loose, but we were able to catch her without incident. And my boss has some pretty mean-spirited people attacking her integrity with her business, and it has taken a toll on me as I'm close with her. That's all in addition to the groomer I told you about being mauled. The last 3 weeks have had a hit after hit, and sometimes I just comes to a surface. It did earlier today after we secured the dog who got out, and when our animal control officer, that's Officer Booth, came to drop off a dog, I just started crying to him. That's very professional. To him, and because it bubbled up to the surface. When I was at the concert, all the stress of the day came up when I got Natasha's text. I felt bad. I had come to get Stella and I wasn't there because it had all taken me by surprise. What?
Right, yeah.
What?
right.
That you hadn't been home that day since 8 o'clock in the morning and that nobody ate and there's all those dogs locked up in a basement in cages?
See, that's
She
kind of,
texted her, you have a text that said that the medicine, basically it says in the text, now that the dog doesn't bark, the medicine's it's all about the dog barking. Well, I would be barking if I was in a dark basement, in a cage, starving to death. I almost want to be boarded there. I'd love to lose 25 pounds in 4 weeks. But, it's a friggin' dog. And this is what I've been accusing them of. Here's the story. We went to the SPCA. The SPCA, they could say, oh, it was unfounded. No, it wasn't unfounded. If Tammy would have called, and I didn't know this, and people out there, you should know this. If somebody's boarding your dog or abusing your dog, you leave it where it is. If Tammy would have called the SPCA and they went to the door, she would have been charged right on the spot. But because she took her to the vet and then Caroline told her she was not welcome back, it changes hand. But they did try to call the DA. They did try to prosecute her, but the dog was removed. So they couldn't. But it wasn't like, and Caroline refused to let him in their house 2 days in a row. So again, if she's not doing anything wrong, she brought dogs out one at a time the second day. Her 3 dogs, and then just the 716 dog that she said she was fostering.
yeah, the dog has to stay and be abused. Yeah. Basically, that's what they're saying. It's got to,
Yes.
These rules are just unbelievable.
I remember the last time I tried calling the SPCA on somebody, a neighbor who was abusing their dog, starving their dog. The SPCA went there. They didn't go into the house at all. They talked to the person right from the door, and that was it.
Yeah, but by law they can't. If you say no, it's no. So that's what she did. But you can hear her. Tammy's son videotaped the meeting. Caroline sat on the porch. You could hear her saying Officer Booth's name. So she's throwing this name out, Officer Booth. I'm sure the story of how they're victims and they're being picked on. But we pulled him over after they left there. And he was very nasty to her. And again, we have him videotaped. And he says, so he's being nasty to her. And I said, excuse me, can I ask you a question? I said, do you know Officer Booth? And he goes, yes, I do. And I said, oh, could that be why you're being rude? And then he went, that's it. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And he got in the car and he's waving goodbye. Now, if he would have just looked at the dog in the car, she would have got arrested. But he believed her instead of the owner of the dog. He wouldn't even look at the dog. When she showed him a picture, she said, are you looking? The other officer wanted to look at the picture and he shunned him away from the picture. Yeah, we saw it. We're done here. We're done here.
And then he twice said to me, ma'am, again, what is your concern? I said,
And I
what
do
is,
have to say, the
what is
lady in
my
charge
concern?
at the Erie County SPCA, I think her name's Katie. She's in charge. She did her job. She tried to charge her. She did what she could do with what she had. Tammy made a mistake. Okay. But again, I can't wait to see them turn this story into a lie.
You know what's
There's
amazing?
rumors of text messages. Kelly must be on the floor saying, oh my God, Carolyn, why did you write those text messages? And again, 3 milligrams of Xanax, and you're asking
And you're asking for more.
for more drugs. And just so you know, Tretazone is kind of like Xanax. So are they asking for these drugs for the dog, for themselves?
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Right?
You
Hey,
know,
Gail, why don't you sell her some of your pills?
Right.
We need to raise money.
Yeah.
Right? Let's just go around
Let's
collecting.
do whatever we want.
What did Kelly do with the 4 or 5 boxes of medication she had 6 months ago?
Right.
Are they running out? Are they low?
well, and then when I was taking the dog to the vet, I did ask for the pill bottles because I wanted the vet to see what the dog had taken. And she said, oh, she didn't need it anymore. I gave it away.
That's a crime. You
Yeah,
can't
what-
give it away.
And then
That's
right.
suddenly when I took the police to get the crate last week, because I just didn't trust her, he goes, oh, she gave you an extra bag of goodies. And I'm like, oh, with like the snacks and stuff that I had bought, but I would never give another animal food that came out of that house because I don't know what she's done to it.
We
Yeah.
got a real problem. Think about that. There's 7
Where's the
dogs.
weed bottle?
There's 7
Yes.
dogs in the basement.
Mhm.
It stinks and bad. We know, and they just don't. It doesn't matter. There's got to be a procedure to make this work. Like I have to call you first. It doesn't make a difference, really. It's just a matter of
They're on social media ripping us a new ass, and she's running an illegal business in her house, hoarding Niagara Falls dogs in her house.
Right.
And we're supposed. And again, oh my God.
When I-
We must be making things up, Sam Archie and Jim Perry. We must be fried.
$1,200.
It's
She's
ridiculous.
making like
Well, I wonder if
$10,000
she
a month.
claimed it.
And that's
I
for-
can't wait to see on her taxes
Right.
if she's claimed it, because she has every tax. She's even had the audacity to say, I'm not giving your stuff back until you pay me over a
Yeah,
grand.
I think this one's it right here.
Yeah.
I wonder if the IRS knows she's collecting this money.
Look at that. She says, I took the money off for the kennel you.
And again, just like Kelly, I'm sure
Yes.
she's getting money for her child and herself. And I think she only puts on record, she used to collect unemployment and work for Kelly. And I think she works a certain amount of hours not to interfere with her other finances she gets off of Erie County.
Wow.
And then on top of that, she's running an illegitimate business.
Does Kelly just look for the lowest, dirtiest scumbags she can and hires them?
Well,
Yep.
Look at them. Look at them. Look at them.
Yeah.
The
Good
Emily
one, yeah.
Nicole. Look
Yeah,
at
the one that
Emily.
doesn't
You
shower.
know the one you said didn't take a bath? Look at Emily
Yeah.
Nicole's Facebook. Everything's depressing. There's all these depressing sayings like life, like she can't go on, like she
Yeah.
must be in counseling. So this girl that's cuckoo, she's working with animals. We got Caroline, who obviously has a drug problem. I don't care what she says. We have her boyfriend who runs a landscaping business and gets on there and slanders people, and his IQ maybe be 40, maybe 40. It's just ridiculous. I mean, why his girlfriend is got all these rumors of her. I mean, even the councilman said, well, the dots don't connect. So, and at the end of every story for me is Officer Booth. I met him once and he let me know he was
Mhm.
single and he was only married because of finances, his
What about that
taxes.
guy?
Wow.
But
Well, this guy's
Officer
something.
Booth is everywhere fixing Kelly, fixing, hiding, telling this, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't, leave them alone, leave them alone. Again, we have Jim Perry, spreading lies. He's playing both sides. I can't wait till what his little secret against the mayor.
Yes,
Yeah.
me too.
He's fried. He reminds me of Biden. He really does. He doesn't know what the hell he's saying. I invited, just for the record, I invited his wife and his daughter to my facility, an open door, to come and see it anytime they wanted. They didn't answer.
The mayor's got to be very, very careful with this guy. He should be afraid if you're watching out there, Bob, because this guy
Yeah,
looks
Bob.
like he's setting you up or something.
I hate to tell Bob he can trust me before he can trust Jim Perry.
Right? Absolutely. Yeah, that's the truth. That's
It is the
absolutely
truth.
yes.
And
Yeah.
Sam. I mean, he's going to have 3 more shows just on this show. Then he's a wannabe.
Well,
Nobody watches those shows.
he could clip the I'm surprised if he was smart, he would go to. I can't tell him to do it. I was gonna say he could just start clipping. You know what I mean? Clip out little clips of the show and play our show within his show.
The Niagara Gazette has asked to interview Kelly numerous of times or show something we're saying isn't true for 6 months.
Can't do it. All right.
Can't do it.
No.
Can't do it. But it's me. And again, you pick on me all you want. I'm not running the facility. As you could see, if you went by today, I was cutting the grass and pulling weeds. Well-educated people will be running our facility. And again, they're acting like if we don't get Niagara Falls account, we can't open. We don't need Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls needs us. It's the opposite.
They
They
should.
need us.
Right.
That's the way it should be. Yeah.
Kelly's made a name, and again, out there, rescue people. Hello. But they're afraid of her. Diamonds in the rough. She ripped him off for 10 grand. Call her boyfriend at the time she ripped him off. His mother, who's a Niagara County sheriff, retired, will tell you. They'll all tell you. But everybody's afraid of this girl. But they
Weird.
call me, and they're like, Janine, we know, but we're kind of afraid of Kelly.
What is he afraid of?
Really?
I don't know because I haven't seen anything yet to scare
She's
me.
a narcissist. She's good. She is
I-
good. She is going to turn this. I'm going to
Listen,
bet your ass. She will turn this. She will turn this to.
Well,
We
she
didn't
has,
do anything.
she has no idea.
We made it all up. We
she has
made it
no.
all up.
Yeah.
The dog almost died, but it must have been Janine Gallo's fault. It was Janine. Janine did it.
What's next, real quick? And Tanya, you might know this better, maybe, on this question about the city council stuff. What's next? Or you would know, Janine, too. What's next there? Is there another meeting, or is there a meeting where no one
Wednesday.
can talk? Or
Wednesday. We can talk.
you can talk there,
Yes, we can talk. I can't imagine what I'm going to talk about, but
right? No, right. That won't last long. I can't imagine how fast. Are they gaveling you guys and making you stop talking, or are they letting it go, or how's it been?
well, we're not allowed to say names, so
Right.
now I just look at people. Like I look at what's her name?
Yeah.
You're
Pat?
not allowed to say names?
No,
Yeah,
we
no
can't say
names.
Bax.
names. They can say our names, but we can't
Yeah.
say
I would
theirs.
tell them that they're not allowed to say your name. I would say you're not allowed to say my name. Don't say my name.
I don't mind. I stare at them. At them, and then when I stared at what's his name? The one that says nothing. Sajak.
Zajac.
I said it's not like I could get away with a DWI, and he went nuts.
Oh yeah, oh that's funny.
Oh yeah. Oh, but the time before when the lady was calling me names, one of Perry's friends, he was up there laughing. He thought it was funny. But when I mentioned a DWI, he lost his mind, and I said, "You called yourself out. I didn't say your name. I just looked at him. That's all I did.
Yeah, right.
Look at him.
Right.
I mean,
And then he, yeah. Then,
and
he
then
made
I
the
might,
shade of
you know,
purple.
again, I would like the mayor to open me a few, what did they call Kelly's? Or what is he call the new thing? Like the state of the arts. He's opening the state of the arts animal shelter. So I would like the mayor to open me a state of an arts funeral parlor and pay for everything for me like Kelly. I don't think Sajak would vote yes to that.
Right.
I don't
No.
think so. Just
Right.
saying.
We
But
got
again,
some.
I'm just this criminal loser that, you know, I guess if I worked somewhere for 25 years, I'd have better than the situation
You know,
the hot catch Mr. Sam Archie is. Lucky girl.
Kevin's,
Lucky girl.
Kevin, one of our list viewers here tonight says that he's been getting private phone calls telling him he doesn't know what he's getting himself into.
That's
crazy.
Kelly and her minions.
God, I wish why don't they call us?
Yeah.
I know.
Kelly, call me.
Kelly knows how to hack into
9905352, call me.
She knows how to hack into web pages. She knows
Oh,
how
please.
to make phony things. She knows how to block phone numbers. She
We can
is
do this stuff too.
Does she know how to fight?
Oh God.
no.
No.
Probably not.
First of all, if you hit her in the eye, those fake eyelashes, I'd probably break my knuckles.
I don't know. I don't. Well, now you guys got you guys are doing Wheatfield and like Lockport and everything, right?
Well, our door is open to everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. We're getting calls from all the rescues. They need help. And Kelly is like her head's on fire. She's trying to get everybody. She just did an event. We did one in Williamsville, and we collected from businessmen there out in Williamsville hundreds and hundreds of dollars. They just donated to us just
Right.
because. Now we went afterwards. She was out downtown and River Works, which I might as well throw this out. Kimberly LaRusso from Sweet Buffalo would not allow Nicole to attend. She's an animal rescue. We're a 501(c)(3). She would not let Nicole. She took her off the list because of me. So we went to another event. But how could somebody, Sweet Buffalo, who's supposed to represent, and she's what is she for 10 Lives? PR. She's the PR for 10 Lives, picking and choosing what rescues can be at her event, which was fine. So Kelly was there, and she was staring down people that knew me and trying to intimidate them
What is she out of her mind?
Yeah.
with her boyfriend.
He is.
Andrew 44. That's what I'm calling him, his IQ. Andrew 44.
What do you think they're gonna do? I just don't get it, man. The intimidating factor doesn't work on adults. I mean, we're not children. Who's gonna be intimidated? Could
I
care
am
less.
so done. When I saw Stella, when I saw that dog, just
Yeah.
like when I heard the story of Kelly killing the dog Poe that she left in a cage, I couldn't think that would be worse. But to have a visual. We brought her to the SPCA. Mark Shear from the Niagara Gazette came and met her, and he's like, "Oh my God, I didn't even know it was a senior dog. It's a senior dog. That dog can't even jump in the car if I gave it a bag of weed. It's a
Right.
mellow jello dog."
And they said it was, yeah.
Well, again, if you put me in a cage
Right.
after 4 days, 3-4 days, I am gonna fight to get out for food and water.
Yeah.
And the pictures, when you see, that's Carolyn's house. So they can't even say we made it up. That's at her house. The one picture when she's holding with the
that.
green nail polish is her hand.
Wow.
And again, the dog, right there.
What are you
No
doing?
matter what, she should have taken that dog for medical treatment.
And they have no desire. That's
So-
never happening. They're gonna kill them first. I
No, she's
assume.
worrying about money she owes
Yeah.
her. She doesn't even care.
Care.
Tammy was at the
That's
vet.
nuts,
Caroline
yeah.
called her twice and asked. Her first question was, did they do blood work? Why was Carolyn so concerned
Right.
that they did blood work?
Right.
That's weird. Yeah, that should. Right.
She knew it. She knew
She
she was
knew.
in trouble. She tried. She was having an anxiety. Really? I mean, guys, you can't make this up. You can't
Well-
make it up.
Janine, didn't she say that she didn't need to go to the vet now because she switched her food and now
Yeah.
she's eating?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she never told me she was never not eating.
How many bags? She bought her
Right.
over 120 pounds of dog food. Where is it?
Right. Where is that? That should have
Tell
called.
Yeah, I
And
didn't
at
get
the
back
same
that
time-
back, and I
And if you here you go. If you click on the same dates, you'll see on Kelly's site begging in desperate need of dog food. So nobody had dog food. And
So
then
she was-
she also told her when Kelly went away for 2 weeks in Florida that
That there
she
was
left
no
her.
dog
It's in a
food.
text that she left her with no dog food for the animals, and she was pissed. Wow! Why don't you tell your boss that,
Right.
Caroline?
So is it true once the dog was with Tammy that she once she got back to the house she drank 3 bowls of water?
and 2 bowls of food, but at
2
a
bowls
slow
of food.
pace. At a slow pace. It
Right.
took in and
Over
out
the
of
course
2
of
hours.
hours.
Yes, and she has
But
gained
she
over
was
5
hungry.
pounds now.
She gained
She's-
5 pounds in a week, but that's a dog that was, not eating.
Yeah. So
No,
I just want to make sure
Right.
everybody understands that this is a dog that was so weak that it couldn't stand up in the vehicle. It fell out of the car door when it was
Right.
opened. And she was so wobbly that until she started to get some food and water in her, she was very off balance from what I'm understanding. If you guys want to clarify that.
I think she was actually, her vision wasn't her vision crazy? She was losing vision.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Nothing that 2 slices of bachi pizza didn't help. Okay,
Oh.
just throwing it out
Oh.
there. You ever want to cure a dog? 2 slices of
And-
bachi pizza.
What?
And the other main big thing here, like I said, it's unfortunate what happened, and at least I found out what was going on, but Janine knew none of this. If
Right.
she would have known where my dog was and what I was
Oh my
paying, she would have probably killed me.
Right.
But I thought
I
it was like I said, from the referral and being in medical, and when she literally basically made her boss sound like a vet. When I asked her if she knew how to administer the medications, she goes, "Yeah, we give this all the time. My boss gives this all the time." And then on the bottle
To
it
all
said
the dogs.
on the bottle it said PRN, that they give all the dogs these meds, and because they all have anxiety from the shelters. And then so I'm not thinking should question this, and then
Right.
there's PRN on the bottle, which means as needed. And she goes, "What does that mean?" Like,
My
so
God.
you're medicating dogs who don't even know what the directions say or mean.
I don't know. What does, like, you guys
Think about
know?
that. Think about that.
No, it's-
She didn't
it's
know what that meant.
and
She
no one
didn't know
cares.
what that meant.
No.
And this is
Nobody
what's
cares.
pissing me off is no one cares. The
No.
SPCA don't care. The police
No,
don't
the
care.
SPCA did care. I have to, as mad as I am,
Right.
the SPCA tried to bring it up a level and couldn't.
How do we? But there's got to be another. I mean, I'm not saying you guys would know. I don't know. The police themselves, though, at some point must get involved when animals are getting hurt.
Do you care?
Like you would
Well, the
think.
town of Tonawanda building, what is it called? Whatever. She
Building
can't have that
inspectors,
at her house. So
Code
maybe,
enforcement.
yeah, code enforcement maybe shuts that down. The other thing I didn't know is the town of Tonawanda, the dog warden, he doesn't have a right over the SPCA. And he said, I could go to the door, she could say, go take a shit and slam the door, and there's nothing he could do. I'm hoping the new DA, because we're getting a new DA, will help animals a little better than what's going on here.
Don't hold your breath.
I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on. Well, we
And
have
that's what the SPCA
Hmm.
and the DCOs are hoping, that they have a little more power to help these animals in the
Right.
situation, because the mere fact that you could just say, no, you can't come in my house, and you could hear the dogs, you can hear
Yeah.
them crying. I mean, all her windows were sealed up. It's
I mean-
90 degrees.
Right. Yeah. And I could see the thing where, okay, I got to go get a warrant to get in your house. I understand. Fine. But we
But-
can't even
but-
get to that. We can't even get
But
to that.
had I
point.
even known any of that, I didn't. All my main thing was to rescue that dog.
That-
Like
like all
and
of
then
our.
I'm being told, well, you should have left the dog in there. Well, I'm
That's
thinking, what do you mean?
Not an
Left the
opportunity.
dog
Yeah,
in
that's not happening. Right. That's not happening. You're not going to leave the dog in there. No, but that's what pisses me off, I guess, about the system of it all.
Yeah.
Like, we know what's happening just because. What are we doing? We're making rules so we can't help. Like, isn't that weird? That's what it feels like. It's almost like statutes of limitations. Like, we're making things a certain way, so we're going to continue. That's still going on there as we speak. I'm sure there's dogs in the basement.
Oh, I'm
Yes,
sure.
most
I've
likely.
never been
They-
in the basement, so I
Right.
have no idea how many dogs are in there. But I was very interested in the fact that after I put everything together, that why do you need an indestructible, cart or cage to put a dog in down in a basement where it's dark, and then you're admitting to me you haven't fed the dog all day.
Do we have we ever? How is the dog? We didn't even ask that, Tammy. How? And she just gained 5 pounds, right? You said
Yeah,
last
She's
week.
doing great. She's doing
He's
great.
doing great.
Should be a full recovery.
She's in medical care. Yes.
That's good.
What a
Well,
great
that's good.
job they did. Someone keeps texting me that Sam Archie has got a show. He's going nuts. It's going
Right
nuts.
now,
Yeah.
I I like to say that I met Stella on Father's Day.
Bad
My
idea.
husband and I went to see her, and because I wanted to see with my own eyes, because pictures don't do it justice, right? Until you're standing in front of an
Right.
actual physical piece of evidence that we've been killing ourselves over these animals the last 6 months. I just wanted to break down, because every time I petted her and I felt her bones, it just made me so angry inside. I just wanted to cry and scream at the same time. Like, it's unbelievable, because Stella's not the only animal that is abused or neglected at the hands of an abuser. And it's so frustrating that we think of animals, the law thinks of animals as property when they are a living being. And until we change the laws to make them sentient beings, they're not humanized. They have feelings and emotions like we do. They're a living being. But
Yeah.
because they're considered property,
Tell him, Tia.
there's no recourse for people that are abusing them. It's disgusting. So
Yeah.
a little bit on the whole, what it's called is a broken chain of custody. So because the dog was taken out of Carolyn's house and the SPCA didn't go directly there, they were supposed to go, once they got the call from the vet, they were supposed to go directly to the vet to retrieve her and take her into custody. And they didn't, because they didn't even reach out to the owner or nobody to get any more information. They assumed she was still at the house. So that's where they screwed up. And it's really upsetting, because how many other times does this happen with situations? And now she's just going to do it again.
She's not even taking
You know?
her website down. She's not even taking her Facebook off.
She's so cocky.
It's 30 Oak Ridge Road in the town of Tonawanda. She literally, when we went back to look, she backed her car into the fence. So I'm sure that's how she let him out the back door and put him in the back of her car and probably back to the shelter, just in case the SPCA came with a dog warrant. But you can't sit here and tell me that Kelly, maybe Kelly didn't know until now. Maybe Sam didn't know to now. But now that you know, are you going to focus on Janine Gallo, or are you going to focus on these animals and say, wait a minute, maybe there's something going on here. 2 people got their face taken off. We have not, we're making all this money. These dogs, I mean, $20,000. This is your money. $20,000. There it is. No sign, no nothing. Every event she does is for Pitchick training, and Rescue Buffalo. Niagara Falls, she doesn't even mention your name because she doesn't want to deal with trashy people from the falls.
Yeah, it's her attitude.
I'd love to meet her with Noelle somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I would love to know what is being promised to my fellow podcaster there, Sam. I would love to know, because this guy went on a
maybe
tirade.
Everything else she gave to everybody else is promised to him too. I don't know. It's exhausting.
Going after my dumbass brother, Mayor, over and over. He was relentless there for a while. And now it has gone to a complete.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. Well, you were right. You told me that it seemed. I didn't know. I didn't know that he had turned like that.
Like Jim Perry did.
Well, Jim Perry. Yeah. My God. These guys.
We showed Jim Perry's emails. I gave everybody his audio, his recordings. He's lying. He's lying. And they still, Sam Archie doesn't see anything wrong with Jim Perry. Jim Perry I'm telling you, I call him Jim Biden. He's up there. He doesn't even know how to be a councilman. 6 months, he's got ass packs. What do I do? And he tells me, I'm just pretending not to listen. So you were elected as the chairman, so you could sit up there to pretend you're not listening.
And she is now, the pitch kick is now like, she is an she's a department head, right? For the city of Niagara Falls? Director?
Excuse me. Yeah, she's like the Erie County people, the SPCA. She's the director. She's the shelter director of a storefront.
How much does the city pay her? Did you say again? How much do we pay her a year?
$20,270, plus they pay her medical, plus they pay $38 per dog per
Pay
day.
her medical.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. For the dogs. And if
Medical for the dogs.
For the dogs. And if you
But she doesn't have enough food.
Is she a city? maybe you guys don't know this. Is she a city employee? Like, will she be in a budget somewhere? Like her herself? Do you guys know?
We all the foils came back from, I think it's your other brother that signed it, and it said
Yeah.
zero.
Zero
that
records.
Zero record of paying
Damn,
for
they
it.
just-
Even though in their contract it tells you how much they paid for the kennels, it says zero in the foils.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Well,
Go
So-
Niagara Falls. Go
so
Niagara.
the
I've never
new-
seen anything like this.
The new Hyde Park shelter that the mayor is trying to renovate in Hyde Park, it's said to be a lease, that he's going to lease the shelter to someone and do an RFP at that point. But I don't know. That doesn't quite make sense, because if he searched really diligently for months or a year or however long, and he couldn't find anyone but Kelly Swaggle, what makes any of us think that pouring thousands and thousands of dollars into this building is going to produce anyone that's going to run the shelter besides her?
Do you know
Right.
why? Do you know why people went to the SPCA? All the counties, all the Melissa, like go to them, so that they're Niagara Falls. Let's just say Lockport, anything, Lewiston, so they're not liable for anything.
right.
It keeps your city not liable. You pay
Yeah.
a fee. You don't have to worry about anything. Insurance, employees, nothing. They come and get the dogs. It leaves you at your budget is this. Your budget isn't like the hockey place. That makes money. You get money, Niagara Falls
Yeah.
taxpayers get money. If you do an RFP, of course, my list of my 20 now, instead of 2 employees, I'm going to have 20 employees. You're going to pay all their medical. You're going to pay their insurance. You're going to pay, and her title, which is it's close to 6 figures. Amy's is, and you're going to pay all these things, and that's what she's going to charge you. So it's going to look like, oh, we're only paying
Right.
$600,000 a year for this, but you're not. You're paying for her business. So yes, anybody, not just her, anybody would be
Right.
working for you, and you would be liable. But I keep laughing at Tom DuBois, who laughed at me, that said, "Why would a dog get loose? How could a dog get loose?" Okay, and then there's a text that they're running around Grand Island Boulevard chasing one of your dogs. One of your dogs.
Right.
So when that dog bites someone in the park, again, it's because I'm a criminal that happened. Janine made it up. I made it up.
Their
made
track
it up.
record isn't very good. Their track record isn't very good. They're
Again,
proving us right
she's-
every single time.
She's been asked 400 times for her credentials, and she
Mhm.
won't show any. Caroline, what's Caroline's credentials? She got the job. She was collecting unemployment from somewhere. So what's her credentials? And those other minions, the 18-year-old girls, they don't have any credentials. So this is again, we are talking about a dog that lost 25 pounds, that she was literally, it was diagnosed, she was starving the dog to death. She
Mhm.
was asking for the same drugs that Kelly has given those other dogs on her
Yep.
own, without a vet telling her to give them to them. She's telling this woman, Tammy, that her boss is basically a doctor. And this
Right.
is what she just prescribes to all the animals there.
Huh.
And then she's saying she took the Niagara Falls dog out of that place. She didn't want that dog to be in that place one more day. And these is Sam and all of them going to say these text messages we made them up?
Yeah.
We made them up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
asking
there's
for
nothing better
drugs.
to do.
Asking for
Right.
drugs. Asking for drugs.
Asking
Yeah,
for
right.
Xanax.
Asking clients for drugs.
Yeah, that's wild.
I don't know how much, I mean, like, I seriously, you guys have shown so much proof, so much evidence, like, how anybody can turn it around on you and say you guys are,
Anything.
anything is.
Yeah.
Oh, they do.
But
They
they
do,
will.
they're narcissists.
This is going to be a month. My business is going to be slandered. But of course, her boyfriend's landscaping business won't. Slandering using our logo. Andrew's AMA property maintenance won't be slandered. That someone's paying for his child. That's
Right.
okay. But I'm a criminal. That's a crime. That's a crime.
Well, there's been a
That's
lot of-
crime.
I think what needs to happen at this point is we show up at Carolyn's house
30 Oak
30
Ridge Road.
Oak Ridge in the town of Tonawanda. And we stand out in front of her house and cause the biggest scene to her neighbors to show what kind of a person would do this kind of shit to a dog or
Yeah.
any type of living creature.
They
It
give
is
my phone number.
disgusting.
Here's
And hey, if
Caroline's
anybody
phone
wants
number.
to go and join, I'll pick a day and time. We'll meet right on the corner and we'll do a march right in front of her house.
You guys
Caroline
can just,
Russo.
That would be
you guys
great.
Caroline
can make like
Russo.
a status about it, give the information, the time, the place, the day, everything, and we'll share it everywhere.
Get going.
I wonder if
People to do-
We can
Caroline
film it.
Russo's
Yeah.
husband, ex-husband, or the father of her child knows that his child lives in feces when
Right.
when she has her visitations. 'Cause
Filth.
he doesn't live there all
Drug
the time.
addict
So when,
living in filth.
right. I wonder if he knows the condition of his child, Caroline, that you're worrying about what Janine Gallo owns and when she's opening and her can place. And now they're how much I make at the can place. I hope I make a lot of money. Well, I'm number one.
Right.
They
You know
take
what?
Channel 7. Channel 7, all I was trying to say for businesses that it would help businesses if it went up to 10 cents and that businesses, everybody's cut staff
Right.
because of minimum wage and this and that. They're acting like we're going out of business. Again, just for the record, Sam, record-breaking day again today.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I don't understand why anyone. Oh yeah, please.
We don't
I
even
don't
care what he
understand what
thinks.
he's doing. I don't
Show
understand.
the dog. Show the dog when she picked the dog up.
Okay.
And if anybody after seeing that dog has
Here-
no,
There's
that's
before.
That's before. That's when I dropped her
there.
off.
And if you don't, if I brought that dog to Kelly, Kelly would be, oh, we gotta find the owner of whoever abused this dog. Go
Yeah.
get him.
Raise tons
what's
of
the
money.
Officer, what's his name? Officer Booth.
Booth.
Who does
You don't have
cruelty
to go very
animals.
far. It's her employee.
Right.
He does
It's
cruelty
Kelly's
to
BFF.
animals. If they found this dog, he would be hunting everybody in Niagara Falls to find the owner of this dog. But because Caroline had it in her house, we don't want to talk
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. And if and God forbid they were friends, because then it'd be fine.
Yeah.
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 So
You know what I
she's-
mean? Be hunting.
She's Carolyn Christine on Facebook. Carolyn Christine. And her last name is Carolyn Russo. Okay, but she goes by Carolyn Christine on Facebook. If anybody wants to send her some nice messages about what she did to this dog, I'm sure she'll
Don't bring
appreciate
your dog
it.
there. And
Yeah.
hopefully
Yeah,
somebody
stay
will
away
shut
from
that,
her.
take that off.
Yeah.
Take that
Please
off
stay away
Facebook.
from this. Yeah.
I'm gonna be going on
Whatever-
page and leaving a review right after this.
Whatever rescues are using Pit Chick and her BFF, Carolyn, I would suggest you run as fast as you can and grab your dogs and never put them in those facilities again.
So
People,
Sorry.
716.
people out of this page.
716 Paws already had one dog euthanized at the Pit Chick because it bit that girl in the face. Okay, because it was just sitting in
Yeah.
that kennel for 6 months. Shame on them if they're going to put 716 Paws dogs and let it be in Carolyn's house after this. Disgusting. I hope they make it right and get their dog out of her house.
They
Well,
need to
let
get all
me-
those dogs out of that house. I don't even know how many
All
she
of
has
them.
in that house.
Right.
All of
Yeah.
them.
I tell you, I would be screaming a different story if Stella wasn't okay today. I'm telling you now.
I know.
I
Right.
wouldn't be making jokes or anything
Right.
if that dog wasn't okay today.
right.
I'm telling you, they thought I was
Stella's getting her
ugly about
groove
the
back.
dog she euthanized. If something happened to Stella over that she starved to death, I'm telling you, there's no bail in New York State. So nobody has to pay any money. But somebody, I'm telling you, this would have been ugly. She's lucky that the dog so far, it's not out of danger,
And-
but so far has nothing,
Very lucky. 'Cause
permanent.
that had to be within days or of things. You know what I mean?
Oh,
You
yeah.
right on. Just
Oh,
got
yeah.
lucky to catch
I,
it.
I think if I would have been a couple days later, there wouldn't have been a Stella.
Yeah, and the doctor
Yeah.
at the thing, she would have been gone. So again, I don't know how they're going to turn this on Tammy. I'm sure they're going to start looking and harassing her. And you made this up, and this, and that.
Yeah,
And
of course, it's never been-
I feel bad for Tanya because Tanya, I met Tanya at City Hall. But Tanya, I look back at Tanya before I really talked to her because I was like, I don't know this lady. And she's done a lot many years prior to this for wildlife and animals. And I just watch them just rip her ass on there. And I have thick skin, but you know, they pick on Nicole, they pick on, you know, my family, they pick on my dog. Now that they're saying one of my dogs grabbed a dog by its throat when I was walking it. I don't want to be rude. I don't walk my dog. I don't walk my dog. My dog doesn't need to be walked. I have a huge yard. They run all over the place. I am not the little suburban housewife that takes the leash and walks down the street with the poop bag. That's just not me. My dogs run in piles of mud and have a riot, and they go swimming in the pool. So that alone is a lie. Let alone they said I walk my dog without a leash. And again, to stereotype one of my dogs, again, can you imagine my dog biting one of Kelly's friend's dog in the throat and them not suing me?
Right. Oh my God.
And
Yeah.
they won't say what street they were on. My attorney was like, well, what street? Where did this happen? And again, the minions run for their lives. But
Well,
they make accusations. I'm making an accusation, Caroline. You almost starved that dog to death. You almost got charged with cruelty to animals. And not even the mayor of Niagara Falls assistant, Sam Archie, would have got you out of it.
yeah, there'd be no way to get away. And they're lucky they got out of They're just so damn lucky.
And Jim Perry's minions and his wife and this and that, look into this and stop it.
Yeah,
Stop
Joanna-
listening to him.
Joanna Oswald, I'm calling you out because it's Jim Perry's daughter and she has the nerve to slander us all. Write big paragraphs the other day. I got into it with her. And you know what? I told you the storm was coming. Here it is. Now, what do you got to say? All of you. We were telling the truth. There is a physical dog now that has been, the same drugs have been used on it. It's been starved. It's been kenneled it has kennel injuries. Okay. Kennel injuries. You don't get that for just a couple of hours in a kennel a day. That is continually kenneling.
No vet.
No vet. And not even, just look at this crate. Look at what she did to the crate. She got injured from the crate trying to get out of it. Okay. And now you put her in an indestructible one.
And she
It's
said
disgusting.
it helps her because
And look at
she knows not to bark because she knows she can't get out.
the dog.
She's
That's
the
not like a
sweetest-
pit bull. You know what I
sweetest
mean?
little
That's not like a
She's a
dog
senior
that was-
dog.
Yeah,
She's
come
a
on.
senior dog.
My husband and I,
Nicole,
we
what are
walked.
those things called in the back of their legs?
Hocks.
The hocks. The hocks on the back of her legs were the size of golf balls.
Oh,
Golf
Yep.
balls. Her paws.
She had
I
bruises
thought
on her
paws
side.
were bleeding. They were bruises through her front paws. Even when we picked her
And
What a
up,
bruises.
even when we
This is
picked,
bullshit.
Tammy picked her up. I'm telling you, if anybody wants to call Mark Shear, ask Mark Shear's his face when he walked in and saw this dog because he was
Mhm.
like, it's a senior dog. Like you're thinking it's just, this wild dog. She's an old lady.
Yeah. Super sweet too. My husband and I walked
Yes.
right in to the fenced area with no one else around. She didn't even let one peep out, came over, was so happy, followed us all around, was super sweet. She just wanted
was her
attention.
That was her running. You might have thought she was walking, but that was a run.
Well, Stella's getting her groove back. I heard her bark the other day for the first time, and I was so
Oh, that's
happy
good.
to hear it. She was barking for treats.
that's good. That's good news.
So
for
thank
you
you
know.
guys so much. And
Thank you.
Robin, I always send prayers to Robin all the time, and I guess God gave me one back because this story can't be altered. It just can't.
No, it can't. It's all there.
I thank you for your prayers. Really, everybody's thoughts and prayers are what helped me get through this.
And I want to be as tough as Gail. That's all I know.
Oh,
Nobody's as tough as Gail.
I know. I can't believe she's on the show. I would be.
Yeah, it was last
I
week.
would be milking it, Gail. I would be going, oh, I don't think I can lift my arm. Somebody get me something to drink. You got to milk it, Gail.
Well, the laughs really hurt, but I'm glad that I was able to laugh with you guys.
All right, guys.
Hey, boo.
Tammy,
Well,
nice to meet you.
Thank you for inviting me.
Of course, you're always welcome here.
And
of
as
course,
far as I'm
Tanya.
concerned, Janine is the hero here.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't
Without
say
her,
that.
I
Tammy.
wouldn't have got that dog.
Don't say
I-
that. They'll kill
No.
you.
Well, it was a good thing you knew who to contact, Tammy. You knew who to call. I mean, you
That's
guys,
right.
it just all worked out on.
If
You know what I
she didn't
mean?
say
It had to
Google
work
my
out.
name, if
What
she
were the
didn't say
chances
my
that she
name,
was going to drop Janine's name?
Yeah.
Big
None of it,
mouth.
right? Why would she even do that? It makes you want that. That's the part of it that's
Because she was
crazy.
so nervous of the condition of the dog. She
Yeah.
was like, I gotta get cameras. This girl's doing this. Like she was trying to distract it.
Panic.
And she
Yeah.
and Tammy, when she said this girl goes to council meetings, Tammy was like, still
Yeah.
didn't get anything. And she kept going on. And as she walked out the door, she told her to Google my name. And then Tammy's son and her looked at each other and they were like, whoa.
Wow.
She's known me my whole
So
my whole life. Tammy,
What's
they
the
call me, they
saying?
say I was a
Loose
bully in high
lips?
school. I beat up bullies.
Yeah.
I wasn't a bully.
Right. Guys,
Loose
I've
lips
kept
sink ships.
She's known me
yeah,
my
it
whole
kind of
life.
did.
My whole
Yeah.
life.
Loose lips
Okay.
sink ships. And I said the ship is sinking. Everybody better start bailing water was one of the things I told them online. The ship is going to sink. You better start bailing. And what is it?
Well,
Loose
Oh.
lips sink ships.
Yeah,
Thanks,
and we're
Carolyn. Put two
and
and
we
two
are
together.
going to have this show will be on YouTube in about another half hour, so
Oh.
you guys can I'll have it out there, the link. You guys can send it. It's also going to be on Spotify too, if anyone likes to listen that way. But I'll
Cool,
make sure you
on the
guys have the
stream.
link so you can share them and all that.
Perfect.
So, guys-
Perfect. And you know what? One last thing. Carolyn
Yeah.
Russo should be fired from the pit chick because if she's doing this to
Immediately.
dogs, how awful is that if she's the main person over there
Wow.
tending to our Niagara Falls dogs, the city of Tonawanda dogs, rescue dogs? You want this person over there at the pit chick? I think not.
I
think
wonder
she
if the
should go.
dog that bit the girl in the face from 716, I wonder if they ever questioned Kelly what drugs
Right.
they were giving
Yeah.
that dog.
They cause aggression. Makes me wonder about the Shar-Pei that attacked. Just saying.
Right. Well,
But
guys,
thank you guys
let-
for having us
No.
on the show.
I'm glad you were here for our
Thank you.
200th
Go
episode. We're happy.
200.
Thank you guys
Go
for what you
200.
do.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, we're gonna have 300, but you guys are welcome anytime. Just let me know and you come on whenever. You know that.
I'd like you to
Perfect.
come when we open.
Yes.
Come see it
Will.
anytime though.
Yeah, we will. We can do a show from there.
That would be awesome.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
We definitely should do that. We've never had one. Oh yes, we had one, but it was different. We'll
And
do one.
Robin,
Yeah,
we're gonna
that'd
have
be
a
fun.
kitchen there. Robin,
Yes.
we're gonna have a kitchen there and I'm gonna make sauce.
Oh, Rob's gonna.
Oh,
All right, good. I can't wait.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too.
Take care, guys.
Bye now.
Good night, guys.
Bye
Do
bye.
you remember when Janelle Fasso's family, the Fassos,
Yes.
you know, the Fassos, the piece of shit Fassos,
Mhm.
the corrupt Fassos. Do you
Yes.
remember when her family, her husband's side of the family, and I think it was her side of the family too, they all abused animals and they had animals killed and stuff?
Yes.
They did. At the
Her
SPCA.
brother was the head of the
Yes.
SPCA when they got
killed thousands of
Yeah.
dogs and cats.
And then her, was a sister-in-law was abusing and killing animals too? Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah, isn't
Yeah.
that something
I think I got kicked off of the Town of Niagara Brats page
for saying
for
something?
saying
about that?
something about the Fassos, for how abusive they are and everything.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah,
So weird.
weird how that works. Yeah. Just saying it.
But I
like
throw
that.
it out there.
It's been a while, but
Yeah.
that's the you can't change
Yeah.
history. That's the way it
Just
is.
in my head.
Yeah.
So guys,
Funny how things pop in your head.
Yeah.
And then out your mouth.
we hit 200, 201. There's no way we'll be available next week on July 1st, Canada Day.
No.
No, there's no
No,
way.
we'll be in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah. Oh God, that we will be in the back. What am I gonna? I will have though. We have an NHL free agency that day, so I have a lot to do, I guess.
Well,
So, anyways,
So
but-
We will be throwing rolls of toilet paper.
yeah. I'll say this though: when I did mine, yours isn't as long. It's weird. It's only mine felt like it was a 24-hour thing. Remember how long? It was like 12 hours.
Yeah.
They changed it much better.
Yeah. They
Into
made it better.
a little quicker or something.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the incredible story.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable what people get away with and how animals have to suffer.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, that's like hurting your child.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
gotta tell you.
definitely like hurting a child.
It's weird. Every time I hear these stories and it's terrible, I kind of then almost think about humans. Like the things that we can't, like the way they allow kids to get hurt
Yeah.
with no recourse. Like, oh, we just found out what 15 years ago you raped that 12-year-old. Guess what? It's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You know, we let it go.
It's over.
It's over.
Right.
You know, there's a statute. We
Move on.
can't take any real recourse on you. It's nuts.
Yeah.
They know there's dogs there right now.
Yep.
And
Right.
And who keeps them in a house,
right.
in a basement?
Yeah.
Like, I would never, if I brought a dog and I had to surrender it, and I ended up at somebody's house, and I had to put it in their basement, I'd say, no, I'll keep it in my backyard or in my basement, not in yours. Like,
Right.
who are you?
Right.
Yeah. Then having to pay $1,200.
Yeah.
Plus
And you
all
should
the
hear-
supplies.
And it's too bad for Tammy on there because she didn't say, but I'll tell you off the podcast what happened to her, which caused her the medical issue. When you hear it being a nurse, it's unbelievable what happened. What caused her to have eye surgery.
Oh,
Yeah, it's wild. Because it seemed like it was all a perfect storm. Because if that doesn't happen to her, Stella never goes there. Like
Right.
it's wild what
Oh,
happened to her.
sure.
Wait till I tell you.
okay.
But she didn't say it, so I don't know if she doesn't want to say it.
Not gonna
I'm
say
not
it.
sure yet.
Yeah.
But anyhow, what's going on? Anything that we should? Oh, real quick, stop sharing the Niagara
Yes.
Action.
Oh my God.
What are you doing?
Anything from the Niagara Action page, stop sharing, stop giving it attention. It is ran and owned by Nicholas D'Angelo.
Himself.
Still.
Yep.
Still to this day, he is the one who is running it. That whole page. It is disgusting.
Someone shared it on. I was like, what the hell
Yeah.
is this?
They don't understand.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
I'm sorry. I don't usually call people stupid, but it's stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
Stupid, or you're just for crime.
Yeah, like you just don't
it.
give a shit.
Yeah, you're for that.
And it's not like he's the only one who's sharing those stories. Like he
Everywhere.
gets, all his stories he gets from somebody else's page.
Yeah, he's not out there like
Yeah, no.
doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Well,
some
we
of the
don't
shit
know
is-
that.
Yeah, maybe he is. Yeah,
and
that's true.
some stuff he has done on his own, which was made up and lies, and he's been in trouble for.
Right.
So
And isn't it weird how he always shares like the missing?
yeah, the missing young
girls?
girls
It's
and
sick.
everything.
Yeah, why is he in? You would
Like-
think he'd be the furthest. You know what I mean?
Right.
That'd be
Yeah.
the least of what you'd want to have on there. What about is there anything else before we forget? I know we got to go. Is there anything you could think of?
Well, there was an update on
On who?
Nick D'Angelo.
Okay, yes. What do we got?
Let me see. I sent it to a ton of people. Let me see.
Oh, that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got, wait, now it's in March of
March
2025.
That's
I'm gonna do it
Judge
again.
sets trial date in D'Angelo election fraud case. Now I guarantee you this date's gonna get pushed off when it comes to that date too. The often delayed election fraud case of former Niagara Falls attorney, Nicholas D'Angelo, has now been scheduled for trial, but not
Excuse
until
me for a second.
2029.
Sorry to interrupt you. That's all it says there?
Yeah.
Former, it doesn't say he's a rapist?
No.
What the
Well,
heck?
they put eventually.
They do eventually?
Eventually, yeah.
Because every time his name comes up, like to me, not former attorney, it should be current rape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
serial
yeah.
rapist.
Anyhow,
And
that's just me
former.
and former.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically saying it was an Friday hearing before Givens had originally been set for early May, but was postponed when Melber, his attorney, told Givens that he had been too busy trying a case in federal court to file necessary motions in D'Angelo's case. Zucco has repeatedly told Givens and D'Angelo's defense attorney that he is ready for trial, but that a plea offer is available to their client. The plea offer would reportedly call for D'Angelo to plead guilty to a single count of attempted first-degree tampering with public records, an E-class felony. D'Angelo has been expected to agree to the plea deal in January. However, that plea hearing was postponed, and defense attorney Jessica Culpet later rejected the offer, saying D'Angelo was not willing to take a felony plea.
Well, you should. Well, of course not.
He
Why
shouldn't
not?
even be offered
All right.
Yeah.
a plea.
Right.
Plea should has to stop.
Yeah, I'm sick of the plea deal bullshit.
Yeah.
It really just,
I'm going to say that I said it one time. Just end it.
yeah.
Just
Right.
please wipe this out. And you're wasting all of our time.
Yeah.
You're not sending him anywhere. He's not getting nothing for this. So just
Just like they
drop
want to make
it.
sure he's comfortable
Yeah.
and possible with whatever.
Well, the best
Right.
way would be just to like I'm serious. Like just say we drop the charges. We're done.
They keep offering pleas and he just keeps going, no, I don't like that one. I want a new one.
Yeah.
No, we don't like that one. Can you give us something
Just-
better? Sure. Yeah, we'll think of something
Just
better
drop
for
it.
you.
Yeah,
Here you go.
right.
We're gonna
That's
drop all the
right.
charges because we dropped it in the most important case.
Right.
This was important in the rape case. Now I don't care. You know what? Defraud all the fuck it. Defraud every election. I don't care.
Yeah.
They're fraud anyways.
Yeah.
So go wild, fraud everybody. And you know what else? She deserved. We said this before. She deserved
She
it.
deserved it.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
you know what? There is no recourse. I think the state should say, you know what? We don't care no more. You just got away with stuff that you're an animal. You're not an animal. You're a disgusting human piece of garbage. We're done with you. We
Yeah.
can't look. Why even bother anymore?
Yeah.
Just stop it. I can't even stand that I see it in the paper. Like it actually, when I
Yeah.
saw it, I was pissed.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't do this. Stop putting his face in the paper. Stop.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
That's
no more.
right. Every time they put a picture of him, it should be his mugshot.
It should. That too. Yes, Scott, you're right. It should be. And everything that should happen should always be the first thing. Convicted rapist.
Yeah.
Right.
That's important. Feels like it gets
The more
buried.
violent level 3 sex offense.
It gets
Right.
buried in the bottom. Here,
Yeah.
yeah, look, it's in the last, almost like
Yeah.
the last
Yeah,
thing.
in the last.
Or last half.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no. That's the most important thing. Show his mugshot and just stop the shit.
Yep.
But no, because they're all. Like, doesn't anyone ask? Like, who wrote this one? Does it say who wrote this article? By any chance? Just curious. It tells us
Work Pfeiffer.
that guy.
Yeah.
Like, don't you go and say, hey, why don't you just drop at this point? Like, I'm serious. I'd ask. Like,
Yeah.
let's just drop it.
Yeah.
Why are we bothering wasting the court's time?
Right.
You're not doing nothing for it. You know you're not.
They don't plan on doing anything. They don't plan on it. It's just a show like it was before.
Yeah.
And, he got 4 months from 44 years. He's never going to do the 44
No.
years because nobody's watching.
And Brian Seaman shouldn't be allowed on this case.
No.
That's ridiculous that Brian Seaman is even allowed to be on this case.
You allowed the state of New York with the county of Erie and all that shit, allowed, never seen anything like this, him to get away with 3 other felony rapes.
Right.
They just threw it away.
Yeah.
That's not okay. And that shouldn't be okay with anyone out there who, do they not get it?
No.
Can you imagine what we just said here? That you were able to commit crime and horrible, heinous, disgusting crimes, and they're just gone.
Yep.
Part of that whole thing was, you get 4 months, and guess what? That other stuff, don't worry.
With no say.
But we're not throwing away this one.
Yeah.
This one's important. The
Yeah.
other 3 weren't, but this
I don't know
garbage
why
is.
the papers all kept saying 6 months. He got 6 months in jail, 6 months in jail. No, he did not. He got 4 months.
And he didn't even do the full 4.
No.
He got out a day early.
Yeah, he got out.
Oh my God, I can't believe what you just put there and I didn't realize it and I put it on the thing. I don't oh God. You see, that's outrageous. On that, we'll get out. It's already 20 after 7. Other than that, we will be back. Keep your eyes on everything that Noel's got going on.
Yeah.
Right? Anything. I mean, there's some things we can't even say about right now, but we will be able to
Yeah.
eventually and soon. Next Monday we won't be here because Robin's got some medical stuff. And that's about it, man. Thank you everyone for bringing us to episode 200.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm going to say this also. You got to see the viewership that we've been hitting.
Really?
Yeah. Every time we do something, Robin, you know this, we're getting close to 2,000 every show.
That's awesome.
Every single show, just solidly.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good. Oh, yes, that's right. Wednesday, Katie,
Yeah.
of course. Some Wednesday night. Katie was off last week because Robin, you had something going, didn't we?
Yes.
We were at the hospital.
Yeah.
I think. Yes, Katie, of course. Wednesday, Justice for Christina. Now, Katie's sister, who, along with Justice for Olivia and Mason.
That's unbelievable.
Yes.
Every time I read something with this poor family, I can't grasp it. Like my head does not go around
It's hot. Yeah.
what they're doing
Right.
and
Yeah.
what they're getting away with.
It's disgusting.
I can't even comprehend it.
It's shit. It's unreal.
Yeah.
And Wednesday, some of the stuff you're going to hear, just from what I've seen on some of the things that we've shared from the Justice for Olivia
Yeah.
and Mason's page is unbelievable.
Yeah.
The phone calls, the
And
things.
now her sister Christina, they dragged her into it and are torturing another family member.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It really is.
So corrupt around here.
Yes, pay attention to us Wednesday night on Justice for Olivia and Mason, because that's another one that I'll tell you, the viewership's really gone through the roof, and I'm really happy.
Because we're real.
Yeah, I think that's what it's got to be, because all of a sudden we'll shut this camera off and we'll be over 300 people,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. By the time the week rolls around, we're at 1.5, 2,000. And that's because, like you said, I think what we're doing is what no one will do.
Right.
So, and I'm not really concerned about the pit chick or any of them people.
No.
I mean, we've dealt with worse.
Yeah,
I mean, way worse.
I wish somebody would come and try to fight.
I know.
Oh, physical fighting you're talking
Really
about.
Arguing whatever they
Fighting.
want.
I love it.
I mean, I
Yeah, there is a lot of frustration. Yeah.
Yeah.
And anger.
So
I got something for someone. So
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll find out. Unfortunately. But anyways, we'll get going. Like I said, keep an eye on all of Noel's stuff, all Citizens United stuff. Wednesday night, I'll be on with Katie and maybe Kevin will be back. Tuesday night, I'm doing Puckett. So it'll be tonight's game 7 of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. So we'll have that to talk about.
right.
And then
Very Coriel, I'm very sorry that the Fassos are your friends. They're terrible people. They're criminals. They're disgusting. Pick better friends.
I wouldn't even post that. If
I wouldn't even admit to being friends with them. They're disgusting.
like, holy crap, you have the audacity to
They're
even post
criminals.
that?
They're
Yeah.
criminals.
They're my friends?
They're criminals.
Wow.
Okay. You're against the dog abuse, but you're okay with the Fassos.
And the
Yeah.
Fassos killed dogs when they were at the SPCA and you
Killed
have,
animals, abused animals.
Right.
Mary, you're sitting there saying that
Attacked
the
rape
Faso
victims.
family are my friends.
They attacked
Wow.
rape victims. Literally, they are best friends with Nicholas D'Angelo. When I have rape victims, and that's embarrassing.
Yeah,
They sent people.
Yeah,
Set people up.
set
and
people
sent-
up.
And sent them to D'Angelo.
involved in the Katie case.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Even.
Mary
Go
does.
dig a hole and put your freaking head in it, because if I were you, I wouldn't show my face again.
Yeah,
After
that's
making a
embarrassing. And your
statement
page
like
ain't
that.
that important, anyways.
Holy shit.
And that's it.
Okay.
We'll be back. We will be back, I promise, in a couple, not 2 weeks. It'll be what, like July 8th, we'll be back. All right, everybody. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.